Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into the Harbor Freight website and checking out the 5 most rated and best socket sets at Harbor Freight based on ratings and reviews. Now these are actually all Pittsburgh brands, but I did throw in some of the Quinn sets that have been released recently, just as some additional ones that you guys should consider that I believe may be worth it. Also keep in mind that these are going to be larger sets. They're not going to be your just standard ratchet with, 10 metric and 10 SAE sockets. These are going to be a little bit larger that may include more than just sockets and a ratchet like what you see here. I do have them in order for the first 5 from the most popular to the 5th most popular. So let me know your guys' thoughts if you guys have used any of these sets or if you would consider them. Also, these are not all for professional everyday use. Now there might be some hidden gems in here and they might be great starter sets, but don't buy one of these sets expecting it to take use and abuse every single day of heavy work and expect it to hold up like a professional tool truck brand or something of a little bit higher quality. These are going to be great for weekend warriors, DIYers, those getting into the professional field, and you may even find those items that you can use for a lifetime in the professional field. But at the price point, keep in mind what you're buying. So the first one up is the Pittsburgh 130 piece set, and this one has the most reviews out of all of the socket sets. This has 4.5 stars, 8,165 reviews. 94% of customers would recommend this toolkit. This is, to me, more of your weekend warrior DIYer house set. This is what I consider a house set because they include a hammer in there, miscellaneous like wall anchors and screws. It kind of just includes everything. You got some screwdrivers, bit driver, various different types of pliers and adjustable wrench, Allen keys, lots of bits, micro or precision screwdrivers, a hammer, and then you have your assortment of sockets, which is a decent amount, and then you also have your wrenches, a tape measure, and your, screws and nails and wall anchors and stuff. So this isn't one that you're really going to be buying. Maybe if you decided you're going to start learning how to change your own oil or, replace small items on your car, this may be a good one just to get you started because you have basically a little bit of everything. But this is going to be great for, just doing miscellaneous little jobs around the house. This isn't really something that I would take into the professional field. I'd rather get a more complete socket set and then go buy a bigger plier set and a bigger screwdriver set, something of a little bit higher quality. But also keep in mind, this entire set, 130 pieces, is $40. So if you're looking for a home set, I think this is a good option. Here's some of the product overview and the specifications of everything included over here if you would like to pause, but let's move on to the next one. Next up is the very popular Pittsburgh 301 piece set. This is their mechanics tool set. This one runs $200. It has gone up a little bit in price over the last couple years, but it is rated 4.7 out of 5. It has 2,286 reviews, which is a lot, but I expected it to be actually a lot closer to that first one we looked at. But this one is also, $160 more than the previous set we looked at. So this isn't going to just be a house set for miscellaneous little jobs. This is going to be useful for much more. You're going to have a much better lineup of sockets in both metric and SAE, shallow and deep. You got bit sockets, which is a nice addition. You got Torx and Allens all across here. Then you have your small wrench selection, Allen keys, both metric and SAE, long and short. You have a few sets of pliers here. And then you got a miniature breaker bar, a T-handle or T-handle extension, some extensions, precision screwdrivers, a larger screwdriver set, and all 3 drive sizes for your ratchets. It does come in a nice blow molded case with different layers, so whether you're going to toss this in a toolbox, you can take out each section, you can separate the lid and the bottom, or you can keep it all together. It's a great to-go set. Like if you're going to go to the junkyard, this has a lot to it. You wouldn't have to take much else with you. I think it's a great little set, especially for the price. Even though the prices went up, it's still priced very well, 301 pieces, and it's not completely full of 150 of your little bits that you would normally see in a lot of other ones. You actually get bit sockets in this, which is a nice addition. So I think it's a great little set for the price. And even if you're starting out in the automotive field, I think it's great. I know a lot of people that use this set and have been very happy with it. 98% of customers recommend this item. So just a quick overview: 158 SAE and metric sockets, 48 SAE and metric bit sockets, 24 screwdrivers, 3 pliers, 10 wrenches, and 42 SAE and metric hex keys. And then there you can see everything else. It doesn't go into specifically, what sockets it skips or anything like that. But overall, I think it's a good set. Let's move on to the next one. Next up is the Pittsburgh 225 piece set. This one, it's a little bit cheaper, $50 cheaper than the last set we looked at. Not quite as large, but I think you're getting slightly better items in this one, depending on what you're looking at. They've thrown in the nicer comfort grip ratchets. You get a little bit nicer set of pliers. You got some nut drivers here. You got a baggie in a container for Allen keys. They do throw in, 3 rows of the bits with a bit driver. You don't get a full screwdriver set with this. The same 10 wrenches on here as well. And then a good selection of sockets, metric, SAE, shallow, and deep, with extensions for all 3 drive sizes, universal adapters. And overall, I think it's a good set as well. Compact. This one's not going to be, layers. It's just your standard case design. There's everything included. So if you're trying to save a little bit of money over the $200 set, but you're still looking for a good selection, I think this is a good size set as well. Also, anytime that you can use your coupons, whether that be specifically for the socket sets or if it's the 20% off, either way to save some money. 72 tooth ratchets, 4 extensions, 5 socket adapters. Like I said, the same 10 wrenches. Here's everything included. This has 4.8 stars with 1,568 reviews, and 99% of customers recommend this set. I know this one is also very popular. This one and the 301 piece set are probably my most discussed, or it's the 2 that I hear about the most. The first one we looked at, even though it has many more reviews than any of the others, I don't hear people talking about it necessarily in the mechanic side of things, because that's more of a home set, where these are still used by professionals every day. And there's nothing wrong with starting out. There's a couple ways you can go about getting into the professional field, buy once, cry once, or go cost effective, buy, see what lasts, what doesn't last, upgrade it, and then what you do find for cheap that works well for you, you saved money in that end. So there's 2 ways to go about it. Whichever way is your preference. Don't let anybody judge you off the tools that you use, no matter if you're a weekend warrior, DIYer, or a professional. Use what you use, and if you don't like it, upgrade from there. Or, like I said, you can go the other route and buy once, cry once. It's up to you. Next up is the Pittsburgh 4-drawer chest, 105 piece. So we see drawer chests like this available from many, many different brands. Gear Wrench, Cobalt, Craftsman. I mean, a lot of companies do little sets like this. And while these can be very handy, once again, this is more not geared towards any profession or anything like that. It is a very small selection of really mechanical tools. It's more of like the first set that we looked at, of being a home DIYer set. You're going to have a very small selection of sockets, a very cheap, basically, your Dollar Tree ratchet, the very basic design, very few wrenches. It's the bottom of the barrel stuff, but if you just need something to use a couple times a year around the house, this is going to include a lot for that. But if you're doing a lot of jobs on a vehicle, this isn't going to be really the set that you're looking for. But home use, $55. That's a pretty good deal. A lot of the other sets built like this, or in this type of case, are going to be more geared towards your mechanics type of work. You're going to get a lot more sockets, a lot less of the miscellaneous stuff. but they're also going to be quite a bit more expensive, anywhere from $100 to $350, just depending on the size that you get. So even though this is a decent sized little case, it is only 105 piece. So that is something to think about when making this purchase versus some of the other ones of this same design. This has 4.4 stars with 1,468 reviews, and 92% of customers recommend it. Here you can see the information on it and the specifications. The last item for the Pittsburgh socket sets, this is going to be the 64-piece set. This is going to be all three drive sizes, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive, both SAE and metric. 64 pieces. It's not going to include a lot of your other items. No bits, drivers, pliers, screwdrivers, anything like that. It's strictly a socket set with ratchets and a couple extensions. It looks like you also have a spark plug socket there. But for the most part, it's still limited on its sockets. It's not a huge selection, but it's decent. You are getting your cheaper ratchets, but it is $40. Now, this is geared more towards mechanic work just because it's not filled with all of that other stuff that you may use. But if you're getting into the professional field, this isn't really one. You're better off getting something with more variety as far as sockets and maybe some better quality ratchets. But if you're a DIYer, weekend warrior that's looking for just a small socket set, this may be what you're looking for, just depending. Make sure to check the socket sizes included. Make sure that it's going to have what you want. It has 4.6 stars with 1,263 reviews, and 95% of customers recommend this. And there's the information on it. So really, I think the 301 and 225 are going to be great for getting into the professional field or weekend warriors, DIYers. The first set and the last couple sets, I believe, are more geared towards less work. You know, you don't really need all of it specifically for mechanical work. So let's move on from the first 5, or the best 5 Pittsburgh socket sets that Harbor Freight has to offer, into some of the sets that have been released from Quinn, which are good options. But keep in mind, Quinn is a little bit better quality, and you're going to be getting some decent sets here, but with a little bit of a price increase. Now, Harbor Freight just recently released the Quinn socket sets in 1/4 inch, and then you have another set in 3/8 and another set in 1/2 inch. They've also released a set that includes all of them together, but I think it was very smart of them to release these. They have upgraded ratchets, good socket selection, and good prices as well. Once again, this is not going to include a lot of your little bits, your bit drivers, screwdrivers, hammers, all of that. This is strictly a socket set. You do have a bit driver here for sockets. You do have a bit adapter, so if you have 150 of those bits laying around, you can use this driver with it. I think $60 is fantastic for this 1/4 inch drive set. Other 1/4 inch drive sets around this size are going from $70 to $120. So I think this is a good set for its quality range. I think it's got a good quality ratchet. I like the new design. This reminds me a lot of the gear wrench design. There you can see the case, how it's laid out. You have the blue and red stripes, the blue being for metric, the red being for SAE, shallow and deep well sockets. You have an empty space over here, just like the Tecton set, for your miscellaneous. Maybe you want to throw some bits in there or anything like that and just kind of be able to go. Even if you picked up this in the 3/8 set, still priced very well, and you have a very good selection of sockets. Now, the 1/2 inch drive set does get a little bit expensive. I want to say that one's around $200. I personally do not use a whole lot of chrome 1/2 inch sockets, not nearly as much as I do impact sockets. So I'm not looking for a huge 1/2 inch drive chrome socket set. So I think the 1/4 inch and 3/8 are going to sell very well, while the 1/2 inch one is really going to shrink. The customer base is going to shrink quite a bit as far as those looking for a set like that. This has 1 review, 5 stars, 100% of customers recommend. The product overview, the new ratchet is a 90-tooth ratchet, so I do like that. I think that's a great addition. And once again, I think these are going to sell very well. Here's everything included in the set. It does go up to 14 millimeter. It does not include the 15 millimeter, but it also does not skip a size. So it's a nice complete set. And then here, I know I only showed you one of the Quinn sets, but I want to say the 3/8 set is like 129 or 139. I could be wrong there. But it's around that price. And then the 1/2-inch drive set is going to be $200. This is the Quinn Master Technicians tool set. This is 428 piece set. So this is like their biggest socket set that they have. It is quite a bit more expensive than the 301 piece set. So you're getting 127 more pieces than that Pittsburgh set. You're getting better quality stuff, a better selection of stuff, more pieces, but it is going to come with a $200 price difference. So if you're getting into the professional field, I think this is a great set to start out with if you're one that wants to go the more affordable route. If you're looking at tool truck brands or even higher quality stuff that may not necessarily be tool truck brands, if you're going to go out and purchase ratcheting wrench sets, a combination wrench set, a screwdriver set, you're already going to be at $400. Ratcheting wrench set of that size, granted they're not reversible or anything like that, you're still looking at both metric and SAE at least $200. And then combination wrench set of that size in both metric and SAE, once again, at least $200, at least. So there's your $400 right there. A good screwdriver set around that size, let's say $50 for a good quality set. And as far as sockets, you get a good selection. So while this price for Harbor Freight, you may walk in and say that's a lot, you are getting a lot. You're getting some good quality stuff, not the best quality stuff. No, you're at Harbor Freight, but these will take the abuse. I know Pittsburgh items that are inferior to this set that have taken a beating for years and done just fine. Now, I know there's people out there that have had bad experiences with some items and stay away from them, but there are hidden gems. So if you're a weekend warrior DIYer that does a lot of work, you don't want to spend $1,000 on a set that would be around this size, this is a good option. If you're getting into the professional field, I think this is a great option. You get a fantastic selection of sockets in all three drive sizes. Now, I wish the ratchets, hopefully, maybe they'll change to the design that we saw on the other Quinn set, because that would make this set even better. You have a little bit ratchet down here for your bits. You got a bit driver, a good screwdriver set, a good selection of wrenches in both metric and SAE, combination and ratcheting, some Allen keys, extensions, bit adapters, universal adapters and reducers. And once again, you can see all of the sockets there. Even looks like it may include wobble extension. I haven't looked into it quite that much as far as those items, but this one's been out a little bit longer than the other sets that I talked about from Quinn. This one has 4.7 stars at 144 reviews, and 98% of customers recommend it. So I know a lot of people that own this set and have been very happy with it. And while it is double the price of the 301 piece set, if you're going to be doing a little bit more work, the quality difference is there between this and the Pittsburgh set that we looked at earlier. And I think it's a good option to keep in mind. But that's the top 5 Pittsburgh socket sets from Harbor Freight, plus a couple extras. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on some of these sets down in the comments. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.